guys? It's your boy Slasher Junkie back for another Monday Morning Roundup. And I have a whole lot of variety of things to go through here. From Scream Factories to box sets, out of print stuff. I mean, all kinds of stuff. Went pretty ham this 2 weeks, as always. A lot of this stuff you guys saw in the mail day that I did. Yeah, all kinds of goodness. Wanted to say, I also went on a trip. Me and Catfish went on a trip this past weekend to the Myers house, the North Carolina Myers house, which is in Hillsboro. If you ever get a chance to go out there and check it out, the background of the story is a guy built the house that he lives in as a ideal replica of the 1978 Myers house. It's awesome to see. Kenny is a really, really cool guy. He has a Halloween party every year. Does a lot of stuff horror related. Yeah, the house is amazing. If you ever get a chance to go out there and check it out, I highly advise it. And I also got a nice little present from him on the trip out there. So I'll be showing that off as well. So, without further ado, guys, like I said, there's a variety of stuff. I'm going to get started with... actually, let me just go into the movies first. So I'll start off with the stuff that I didn't watch. Which was probably about 10 or 11 here. Maybe 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10. That I didn't watch. Some of these I'd already seen before. Some of these, just too busy weekend and busy week, I didn't get a chance to check them out. So, to start off, got the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers, put out by Olive Films. I have not seen this one. I have seen, of course, the remake, which I absolutely love. The 1978, I believe. What's what year did that come out? Maybe 70. Yeah, I believe that's right. With Donald Sutherland, which is amazing. So yeah, haven't got a chance to check out the original yet, though, but definitely looking forward to checking that one out. All right, got Count Dracula, Christopher Lee. Like I said, I think in my unboxing or mail day, I've been wanting to check out a lot more of these Hammer films. I'd watched, of course, the Prince of Darkness Dracula and the Horror of Dracula, and I wanted to kind of check out Count Dracula, but didn't get around to it this week. But yeah, I've heard great things about it, so looking forward to checking this one out. Another one I picked up, saw this one in a Facebook group for cheap, so had to grab it, and that's Saturday the 14th. Never seen this. I know it's like a spoof film that Scream Factory released recently. Doesn't have hardly anything for special features except for an interview with producer Julie Corman, and that's about it. So not a best release. So yeah, looking forward to checking this out. Like I said, never seen it. All I know is it's a spoof film. So yeah, Saturday the 14th. All right, up next, which I have seen this before, but I didn't get around to watching it again, and that's the Vestron release of Waxwork and Waxwork 2, which I have, like I said, seen this. It's a great one of the early releases, I think. Yeah, this is the third one in the line. So yeah, looking forward to checking this one out again. Glad to have it in the collection. All right, and up next, picked up the original out of print I Spit on Your Grave, which I've seen this numerous times before. Found it for a great price. Like I said, this one goes for pretty crazy money now, with it being really out of print. Hopefully somebody will release it again. It's an Anchor Bay release, so you know how Anchor Bay titles can go anyway. So yeah, original I Spit on Your Grave, awesome to have. I think I have now the original and the remake. I need to grab the other two. I think I Spit on Your Grave 2 and 3. And then we'll have all of those. And speaking of remakes, also Maniac remake, which I've seen numerous times before as well. Probably one of the better, if not, yeah, one of the better remakes for sure. Awesome film. I was really worried when they first announced this, but especially Elijah Wood, but they really knocked it out of the park with this one. Yeah, so. All right, up next, another slasher, The Forest, put out by Code Red. I know this isn't great. I've seen it before. It's kind of a supernatural supernatural slasher. But yeah, I want to say it's from the 70s, late 70s maybe, or early 80s. Maybe 1980. So yeah, The Forest. Cover art looks great, but film, not so much. All right, and Needful Things, adding to the Stephen King collection. Just didn't get around to checking this one out. I believe I've seen this one before. Not 100% sure. But yeah, I will definitely be checking this out soon. 120 minutes, 2 hours. All right. And then picked up Rest Stop, Don't Look Back. I had the other Rest Stop, which I don't remember what it was called. Don't Back Down, maybe? I think is what that one's called. I don't know if this one's the sequel or this one's the first one. But yeah, I wanted to grab this. I found it cheap at the flea market for like a couple bucks, so I figured why not. So yeah, Rest Stop. And the other one that I didn't get around to watching, I think actually due to the runtime, because I was like, I don't know if I can really sit for that long. 129 minutes, and that's Bad Seed, which I know this is a good movie. I've seen it before, and I want to check it out again. But I picked this one up on Hamilton Books. They had this one for pretty cheap, I think less than $10. So yeah, definitely checking that one out. Bad Seed. All right, now to the ones that I actually did watch. So first up, we have Horror Express, which I know Arrow just released this one, so which is probably why I found the 7 release for pretty cheap. I really enjoy this one. It's got Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee. You know, it's a fun like creature on a train film. If you like secluded like train type films, or if you like creature films, I recommend this one. All right, then I picked up the Suspiria remake. Went into this one kind of blind, not knowing what to expect. Very artsy film, nothing like the original, minus I think the characters' names, and it's in a dance studio. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I mean, I really liked it. I just didn't really love it. I don't really see. It's one of those. Be hard to rewatch. It's very just. It's long for one. I think it's good run time's like 2.5 hours. And there's just some side stories I think they could have cut out. Maybe I'll do a review on this one. But yeah, I mean, it's still a good film. It's just not one that I could see myself rewatching a lot. Still love the original better than this, but it is a good film. Up next, the Vinegar Syndrome Splatter University. It's not a good. It's cheesy. I mean, the slipcovers absolutely. Once again, vinegar just kills it with that. It's not. Yeah, it's not that good. But there are some good kills, and it's another slasher. All right, up next, I picked up Red Mist. I knew nothing about this. Saw it on eBay for cheap. I want to say like a couple bucks. I think really honestly got this shit for like $4. Wanted to check it out. I knew it had Ariel Cabell, who's in The Uninvited and like The Grudge 2. And it really wasn't that bad. It's kind of a supernatural type slasher as well, where a guy comes out of his body to take over other people and kills with them. But it wasn't bad. It's not great by any stretch of the imagination, but I would say if you can find this for decently cheap, excuse me, it's a fun watch. So yeah, Red Mist. All right, up next, Uninvited, which I highly recommend. Not only for the slipcover alone from Vinegar Syndrome, but this is, I mean, it's a fun, like, you know, crazy cat film. Like, this cat has got into some type of nuclear, so it's like pretty much a radioactive cat film. And the practical effects on this are great. Highly recommend this one. You know, of course, it's not anything amazing, but when did this come out? 87? So you kind of know what to expect, but it's a lot of fun. Uninvited. Up next, Lake Placid. Of course, watch this one again. I love my crocodile alligator films. And this one's not bad for a like Hollywood actual film. You've got Oliver Platt, Bridget Fonda, Bill Pullman, and Betty White. All right, watch Behind the Mask with Leslie Vernon again. Or Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I enjoyed it more than the first time I watched it, but still didn't love it. It's still like a run-of-the-mill, right-in-the-middle film for me. But it's not bad. I like the kind of different aspect of it. Artwork by good old Joel Robinson on this one. But like I said, it's not amazing. But it's not as bad as it was the first time I watched it. All right, up next, Victims from the Slasher Video Collection. I'm going to go ahead and say that I think this is the absolute worst Blu-ray transfer I've ever seen in my life. I'm talking like VHS quality. It's bad. The movie's not that bad. It's kind of sleazy, kind of Last House on the Left. You know, what's the other one? Night Night Train of Terror, whatever. Type of film. You know, it's got that sleazy effect to it, but it's not horrible. It's not bad. It's kind of run of the mill for me. It's got a couple of decent kills, but this transfer is god awful. I don't know if they just didn't have a whole lot to work with, but I mean it's worst transfer I've ever seen. All right, up next, Night of the Scarecrow. This was a first time watch for me. I'd never seen this, and I loved it. Great kills, great practical effects. There is some bad CGI in it, but I really enjoyed this one for like a mid '90s flick. I thought it was pretty awesome. So yeah, Night of the Scarecrow. Recommend checking this one out. Olive's Films. Transfer looks good. All right, let me move some of these other ones over here. Get some more room. Alright, up next I have Don't Go in the House, released by Scorpion Releasing. Another pretty decent slasher from, I want to say, early 1980. It's not bad. It's pretty much a guy pretty much burns women to death due to his mother. That's the way she punished him when he was younger. So, yeah, it's film looks great. Yeah, I recommend grabbing it if you can find it. Don't Go in the House, especially for a slasher fan. All right, up next I picked up, I think this film came out last year, 2017, I believe, and that's Lasso. This is a rodeo slasher. So it's kind of based at a rodeo. You've got a bunch of guys, cowboys, going around killing people. I mean, does it really get any better than that? A lot of gore in this, a lot of great practical effects. There is some CGI. It's not very well done. But Lasso, I recommend checking it out if you can find it, for sure. Pretty awesome. All right, up next, got the newest release from Scream Factory, Valentine. I've always enjoyed this film. Always thought it was an underrated 90s slasher. Transfer looks great. A lot of good special features on this one. If we can focus. No, okay. Yeah, artwork is awesome, done by Devin Whitehead, who does, I think, a lot of it for Cavity Colors. And then there's the original. Yeah. If you haven't seen Valentine, highly recommend it. It kind of gets swept under the rug. You know, everybody talks about I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream, but nobody ever mentions Valentine. It's a great film. Next, Carnival of Souls, the Criterion. This is just such a great film. One of my favorite black and white films. You know, Criterion releases are always amazing, special features and whatnot. I mean, if you haven't seen Carnival of Souls, this is a lot of horror movies got basis off of this, so highly recommend checking out Carnival of Souls. All right, up next, remake of, well, it's pretty much a remake of House on Sorority. Well, not total remake, House on Sorority Row. That is Sorority Row. Another underrated one, I think, in my opinion. A lot of people shit on this film. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, there is some bad CGI in places, but there's some good practical effects in places. Hot chicks. I mean, for a, I mean, what more could you ask for in a mid-2000, I want to say this mid-2000 slasher? 2009, yeah. What more could you ask for? Hot chick, minus a ugly Rumor Willis, but minus that. All right, up next, the Psycho Circus triple feature, 3 Rings of Terror. I didn't get around to watching all these, but I did watch The Creeping Flesh, which I really enjoy. I recommend picking this up. I think you can find it on Hamilton Book for cheap. Yeah, it's a fun little set. Has Brotherhood of Satan, Torture Garden, and The Creeping Flesh. All transfer looks great. All right, up next, picked up Burnt Offerings. Never seen this film before, and was absolutely blown away. It's got that Amityville horror type feel to it. Some amazing acting by what's his name? Oliver Reed, Karen Black. Yeah, it's highly recommend checking this one out. You know, it's about a family kind of going crazy. Actually, woman more like going crazy. Karen Black is amazing in this. How this got a PG rating at the time, I don't really know. There's some pretty crazy scenes in this. Yeah, Burnt Offerings, highly recommend checking out. It's from 1976. And I just threw it on the floor. All right, anyways. All right, up next we have Whoever Slew Andy Rue, which artwork on this is amazing. This is another Kino release. This is an early 70s film, Shelley Winters. This is kind of I'd say like a kind of a Hansel and Gretel type film. It's okay. It's not great. I did enjoy it though. So yeah, I'd say if you can find this for a decent, cheap price, I'd definitely check out Whoever Slew Auntie Roo. Like I said, especially if you like that Hansel and Gretel type storyline. All right, up next, picked up There's Nothing Out There, another new release from Vinegar Syndrome, and I think this was a Trauma. I believe this was a Trauma film originally, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was. I see it right there. Okay, and you can tell, just crazy creature, but I had fun with it. Is it great? No, but I still had fun with it. It's a good laugh. Yeah, There's Nothing Out There, and of course, again, Vinegar Syndrome kills it with a slipcover here. All right, up next, I picked up Kingdom of Spiders. This one was released from Code Red, Ronin Flicks, Scorpion, whatever you want to call it. Love the slipcover artwork there, William Shatner. I'm a fan of, besides slashers, like animal attack films are my type of films, and this one's, a killer, like spider. A bunch of, tarantulas take over a town and are killing people. I really enjoyed this. William Shatner is pretty good in this. Also has, I don't remember the chick's name in it, but yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. I'd say if you can find this for a decent price, definitely check it out, especially if you're a fan of animal attack, spider films, that type of stuff. All right, up next, I picked up from Unearthed Films, Purgatory Road. It's kind of a lower budget, I wouldn't say slasher, but more of psychological horror, maybe. It's about two brothers, kind of have a traveling, I guess you'd say like church van, where they do confessions and whatnot, and the one brother is pretty much killing people, and it's got some pretty good kills in it, and I had fun with it. Is it great? No. Is it fun? Decent? Yeah, for what you're getting in this. Like I said, it's a lower budget film, but I really enjoyed it. Purgatory Road. Up next, The Island of Dr. Moreau. I forgot. I hadn't seen this film in so long, and it's almost like a. I enjoy it. It's not great. Marlon Brando, Val Kilmer, but it's a fun film. I think this is mid 90, yeah, 96. I didn't even know this actually had a Blu-ray release until recently, but yeah, I guess monsters, they look great in this. I think they were all done by Stan Winston, who everybody knows he does great practical effects. So yeah, I don't know, Dr. Moreau. And the next ones I have here are actually all DVDs. So I picked up Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. It's an out-of-print slasher that I don't know if we'll ever get a Blu-ray release. It's got a young Pauly Shore, Morgan Fairchild in it. It's fun. I enjoy it. I'd like to see this get a Blu-ray release, even though the DVD transfer doesn't look bad. But yeah, I'd like to see it get a better release. And then up next, Dolly Dearest, which I'd never really... I'd seen some screenshots of this before, never seen it before. But I really dug it. It was a fun, killer doll film. The doll in this looks just scary as all hell. I think this one's out of print as well, so I'm hoping one day it'll get a Blu-ray release. Now that I bought the DVDs, I'm sure it will, so you guys are welcome. But yeah, it's kind of similar to that Chucky type thing. Spirit, takes over doll and starts killing people. Kills are pretty dope. Practical effects in this are good. Yeah, I had fun with it. I think it's a mid 92 film. Then up next, I picked up Clown House, which everybody knows the story behind this. It's a Victor Salva film, the one where he kind of got in quite a bit of trouble. I enjoyed the film, though. I mean, it is a good film. Clowns are creepy as hell in this. It's a good watch. If you can get this, I'm 99.9% sure we'll never get a Blu-ray release due to the backstory on the film. But yeah, I definitely recommend checking it out though. Up next, picked up. I got a bunch of killer doll films here. Ragdoll, and you got to know what to expect here. It's a full moon movie, so you know you're gonna get cheesy, but it wasn't that bad. The doll, yeah, I mean it's a possessed voodoo doll. It's kind of urban horror. I didn't mind it though. I mean it was decent. It wasn't great. I mean it's a full moon, so you know it's gonna be cheesy as all be. All right, and the last DVD I grabbed was Going to Pieces, the slasher documentary that I'm sure a lot of people have seen, Rise and Fall of the Slasher film. Probably one of the best documentaries, I think. Goes from all the way from Halloween, the mid 70s, all the way to pretty recent. This was made in 2006, so kind of goes up until that period. Highly recommend this one. There's a lot of people. Interviews in this with John Carpenter, Wes Craven, Rob Zombie, Tom Savini. I know Felissa Rose is in this. Harry Manfredini. There's a bunch of different people they kind of interview in this film. So yeah, if you're a fan of slasher films, highly recommend picking this one. All right, guys. So that is it for that. Did get some kind of special editions and box sets. The first being the Night of the Demon, this set from Indicator, which I watched this film 1957. They actually have two versions of it. I think one of the UK release and the US release, which I think the UK release is about 14 minutes longer. I really dug this film. You got to think for the time being, 57. This movie is 62 years old, but it's awesome. The monster looks great. It's scary as all hell, and Indicator kills it with this set. Look at the special features on the back. I'd say if you get a chance to pick this up, highly recommend it. It comes with a poster, a book, everything. Really awesome, sturdy box. Like I said, Indicator, I'm really loving their releases. All right, up next I'll show this. Well, no, let me show this. And I also picked up this big set, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen. Saw this on eBay for cheap, and it was best offer. I made an offer that I really didn't think he would take. He took it though, and pretty awesome. And that's the Herschel Gordon Lewis Feast. And this set is, this set's huge. Here's a normal size DVD, next to it. I would say, this is bigger than a cereal box. Awesome set. I really haven't dug into it much yet. I know it has, I believe, 8 different films, I believe, that are in here. Does it tell in the box? I think it's 8 different films. But they come in these huge, book deals. Comes with its own separate book as well, which is really, really awesome. I know they came out with 2 sets. They also came out, this was a smaller set. They came out with a Shock and Gore collection as well. But yeah, this one, awesome set. Really looking forward to digging into this. And glad to add it to the collection. All right. And got 2 other things. Actually grabbed this from my little honey hole store. And that is the Teenage Slasher movie book. I've always wanted to grab this. This is the second revised and expanded edition. This just goes from the beginning of the slashers, till, pretty recently. We're going all the way to, what does this go to? Pretty recent films here. Awesome set, or awesome book. Really looking forward to reading this. Some great bathroom reading material. So yeah, Teenage Slasher movie book. Definitely recommend picking that up if you're a fan of slashers. All right, and my final thing that I grabbed, I believe that's it. This is it. Final thing I grabbed when I said I went to the Myers house. Me and Kenny made a deal, and I got this. If anybody knows me, slasher junkie. Slashers are my favorite. Halloween, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Burning, My Bloody Valentine, and he had this and wanted to know if I was interested. and definitely for sure, and that is My Bloody Valentine pickaxe, signed by none other than Harry Warden, Peter Calper. So yeah, awesome thing to add to the collection. Really excited about this. Yeah, I'm gonna have a local guy here that's gonna make me a nice shadow box so I can put this on the wall. You can see the signature. I mean, yeah, it's an actual pickaxe. So yeah, dope addition to the overall collection. So really glad to have that. So, yep, guys, that is it for the last 2 weeks. Kind of what I've gotten, and yeah, let me know if you've guys seen any of these films, what you recommend, what your favorite film was that I picked up. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is doing well, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.